Hi you guys! Thanks again for joining me on my channel, Treasures by Mook. I wanted to do a little bit of an art project with you guys. This is something that I'm trying to develop for my Etsy store. But I wanted to show you guys a fun project, and I've just really been enjoying this a lot. This is something that I've always liked doing. I like working on small projects, on miniatures, and I got some inspiration while I was at a craft show last weekend for Christmas ornaments. So I got my wood blocks, I drilled a bunch of holes, I got these cute little tags that I'm going to show you, and what I did first was stain the back of them. The stain I used is regular Minwax stain, and this is in red mahogany. I like how the red mahogany turns out because it's a warmer tone, and when you glaze it, it's really pretty. So this is the back of my little tag that I've glazed or stained, and this is the front of my little tag. This is the one that we're going to work on today, and I'll show you the one that I just finished. It's actually still wet, so I'm going to hold it by its little tag here. I have it hanging up. And this is one that's already completed. So what I did was paint a little scene on the tag. You can see there's a trunk and a vase. I put a stamp on it for something creative to look like a picture. And the back is that beautiful rich wood stain. So this is going to dry really pretty and really shiny and glossy. In fact, I'm going to clean up the drip that's trying to drip off of the edge here and just blot that on my little towel that I have sitting in my lap. Every time I do a project, I keep a towel in my lap. It's really, really helpful. So I'll hang this back up behind me. And now what I want to show you is how to paint on a tiny tag. I already have my paint palette out. I'm not going to hold it up because my paints might smudge, but I'll try and tip my camera a little bit and see if you can take a look at it. You can see this is my little paint palette right here. And I'll let you guys be creative with your colors. First, what I want to use is a natural bristle brush. It's one of my favorite styles of brush to do the sort of abstract backdrop that I'm going to use. It's nice and fluffy. It's just a natural bristle. And I'm just going to create a little bit of a brown by mixing some black, some red, and some yellow. I don't use straight browns. I like to make my own because they come out so different. And if you tone it down with a little white, it becomes taupey. So I have this nice color of brown. This is actually not very mixed, and so it's going to give us some streaks of color. So you'll see here how I'm just going to lightly apply this so that I have variations of color on my background. So I just want to continue that across the whole tag. So that you get this nice variation of color here. I flipped my brush around to give myself a little black spot, mainly because this is just serving as a backdrop for something better. So I'm going to take this brush away and pop it in my jar of water behind me. And now what I want is my small angle brush. This is my favorite for making lines and smaller shapes. And why don't we, this is sort of a holiday inspired, so I'm going to stick with reds. I'm picking up a little red and just mixing a tiny bit of my brown into it. Again, not blending the colors completely. And I want a couple of boxes on this one. So we'll paint a couple little boxes just in the corner over here. Just by dragging my brush down. We'll straighten that out a little bit. Again, leaving that variation of color in there just for some fun. We'll do a couple smaller boxes. Oh, let's stack a couple boxes, shall we? We'll stack a couple boxes today. What I want to do with this is pick up more red because I want my boxes to stand out. And I'll actually go in the other direction with my bristles as well. Just like that. So you have another little box on top of it. What I'm going to do now is pick up black with my angle brush after wiping off the extra red. And we're going to make these look like presents. We're going to put little bows and things on them. So just go ahead and right down the middle paint a line and then paint one across. So we'll just go down the middle and across the top. Just like that, make a little crisscross. We'll do the same thing on the box on top of it, but I'm going to off-center that little crisscross there, more like that. And then we can make little bows. Wipe off the paint from that brush and just get the tip of your brush with paint. All I'm doing is making tiny X's, and I'm letting people's imaginations play with this. This is not an exact painting because it's so small. So have fun with using tiny brush strokes and allow people to create their own pictures out of it, if you will. So I'm going to leave this one for now. Maybe we'll add more to it later. But I'll show you what another one looks like all finished up. So this is like a little haystack, and there's a basket and a vase and a star on the wall. The wall is sort of an abstract backdrop. And all I'm going to do to make this an ornament is take a little bit of yellow hemp and slide it through the hole at the top of my tag, and pinching the two pieces of hemp together, and I'm just going to loop this to tie a little knot. Just like that. And now all I have to do is put a clear coat of polyurethane on it and let it dry, and it's going to be perfect. It's going to last for years and years, and pop these on my website in a day or two after they're all dry and I've taken pictures. So I hope you guys get some inspiration from this idea. And I hope you'll join us for more art videos in the future, more detailed art videos that actually show you painting techniques and things like that. But for now, just let this sort of get your creative juices flowing and enjoy some painting and some artwork.